All right, thank you. As parents express concern about critical race theory, a Rhode Island middle school teacher is warning the race-based curriculum is creating hostility in the classroom. She writes, quote, "This past school year was a sad and worrisome turning point for me as an educator. We were introduced to one of the most racially divisive, hateful, and in large part, historically inaccurate curriculums I have ever seen. Some students started calling me America because I was white. These students, whom I love, were turning against me because of my skin color." That teacher, Ramona Bessinger, joins me now. Oh, gosh, Ramona, I have so many questions for you, and I want to congratulate you for your courage. So first of all, let's get to this issue of racial harmony. CRT is supposed to bring about racial harmony. Your piece really shows that that's not happening.
Absolutely not. It is not happening. It is creating a greater racial divide by separating African Americans and people of color from white people, Europeans in particular. I've heard that phrase used.
Yeah. So I have a lot of kids. I've been very concerned about textbooks for a long time. I think they have a liberal bent. But you're saying that the curriculum is even worse starting this year, that this is some sort of turning point. What are we seeing? What are you seeing in the classroom? And what are you being told to teach or not teach?
Well, the textbooks, from my experience, have always been pretty even and objective historically and from a literary perspective. And also the novels that we teach are equally as objective. However, this past year, notice that literally our textbooks, our vetted textbooks and canonized literature has been all removed from the classroom. Literally, we had teachers who came into the room and removed our old curriculum, and it was replaced with a curriculum that by February started to raise some serious flags and concerns as the books began to roll into the classroom by the hundreds. Rather, not books, pamphlet-style books with bizarre sort of imagery and historically sort of similar themes, similar narratives, similar characters. And what I noticed in particular is that these books did not represent a comprehensive view of history or represent the American literary tradition, that it was completely absent from our classroom. And that worried me a great deal.
Yeah. You mentioned that so much of it was just oppressor versus oppressed, that there was all this racial prisms through which everything was being seen through. One of the ones that would disturb me, you said, Anne Frank is that was required reading for me growing up, that you're not even teaching the Holocaust. It's also disturbing.
That's right.
I don't have a lot of time, and I wish I had more with you. I want to ask you, what has been the personal cost to you in coming forward? Very stressful for me as an educator to have to teach, basically, to have to propagate a lie or a partial truth. I don't want to say lie because the slave narrative, the oppressed versus oppressor, that is part of American history, and we need to teach that. We need to be sensitive to that. But we cannot omit entire segments of U.S. American history and world literature, and certainly we can't stop teaching the Holocaust. Genocide is important for all students to learn about and to relate to. Yeah, I'd like to have you back sometime soon, Ramona, just to talk about what parents can do to partner with teachers like you who want to very honestly and accurately portray America's history and fight back against critical race theory. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course. We've reached out to Providence Public School for a statement, but we have not heard back.